This is the Rebel Scum Podcast. Available in video on YouTube and audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. Every week, Brock and James talk the latest rumors, news, and theories from a galaxy far, far away. Support us on Patreon for exclusive offers and join the Star Wars discussion. Patreon.com/RebelScumPodcast. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
You are always scum. Rebel scum.
James, did you have a good time in May the 4th yesterday?
I had the best time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Good. Good.
You will come with me to Dathomir.
When it is done, it will be complete.
Kenobi!
Officially feel like garbage. It must be Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah!
Welcome back, everybody. You saw us yesterday. You're seeing us again. It is that time of year where we make up holidays for Star Wars, and we love it. Another one in quarantine, but I'm sure there's fun stuff. Yeah.
This is my favorite day of the year.
A Sith. Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Sith fan.
That's very suspicious. What does the kids say? Sus.
We didn't
I
plan
hate
it.
when you put that mask on.
Look at my hand. Alright, you know what? This was supposed to be fun. We were supposed to have a fun time, and now you've ruined it. You've ruined it.
This is the usual. You put on that mask, and I can't understand what you're saying, and you're just like, you should get this. Get my facial cues. Oh, wait, I'm wearing
I was holding my hand up. I was force choking you.
No, I get it now. It looked like you were force choking the smallest violin player ever.
Arguably, that's
Podcast, episode 215. I'm Brock. Yes.
Darth James.
Darth James. DJ. Oh, is that what DJ means?
Oh, yeah. That's actually
Would
the origin of DJ.
Would you say DJ is a villain? Is he a villain or just an opportunist?
Well, if our number 5s are any indication, I copied your number 5, then he would be a villain, yeah.
Let me open the right rundown.
What?
That's right. He could be on this top 5.
No,
he hasn't made my top 5.
DJ's not technically a villain, so no, but he's not a good guy. So yeah, I would classify him like if you're playing Battlefront, he would be on the bad guy side, on the villain side.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. Yeah, that's what I would do. So did you have a fun May the 4th? What did you think of Bad Batch? Did you love it?
I loved it. Watched it immediately.
I haven't seen it yet.
Filoni's back.
Has he ever really
he
gone?
left?
Yeah, he left.
He's always right here.
He went to Pittsburgh.
He did? Why?
Because he's from there. That's the Penguins. He loves the Penguins.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
And he designed, I think he designed like logos for them for like Star Wars night or comic book day or something.
Oh, cool. Really? Nice.
I thought it was
He went home. He went to a Wawa. He got some water ice. All those Pennsylvania things. Water under the bridge. Yes. I'm very happy that we got some new Star Wars content. So we're not going to talk about it till James watches it, or I crack and want to talk about it anyways.
I don't watch things unless I decide to watch it, and that's why I'm only watching Double Dragon on Amazon Prime.
That's right. This is the Double Dragon podcast.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I haven't watched it in like a year on Amazon Prime. It might not even be on there anymore.
It's not Scott Wolf in that. It's the other guy from Party of Five.
It's Scott Wolf is the other guy from Party of Five. You're thinking the guy from Lost.
Matthew Fox. Yeah, Matthew
But
Fox
it's
is good.
Scott
Sorry.
Wolf.
It
It's
is
Scott Wolf.
Okay.
Oh my god! I just realized that Party of Five cast, you had to have a cat-like animal in your name.
Yeah.
Wait, is a wolf a cat or a dog? It's more of a dog. You had to have an animal name. You had to be a werewolf to be on Party of Five. Looking at
And then
you,
Alyssa
Nev
Milano's
Campbell.
in that movie too.
Huh?
Alyssa Milano's
She
in that
was
movie.
dating Scott Wolf at the time, I believe.
Oh,
And the
I see
T-1000
how
is
it
the villain. The T-1000 is the villain. Great.
It's a great movie.
I can't remember his name. It's a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it.
Number 7 favorite video game movie.
Actually, I just saw the Rotten Tomatoes ranking of video game movies. I don't know why, but I looked at it and it wasn't even on there. So it was like no.
I mean, the success of the Resident Evil franchise, it's like it you could easily just put those on there. I mean, I'm not saying they're good, but like
they were on the
making
ranking.
them.
Yeah, well, what it was that they took like the Rotten fresh ratings, and they did a ranking based on that. Most of them were rotten, and then the highest rated one, and I don't really care for like Rotten Tomatoes. I don't really put any stock in that. Like, if something gets 6 out of 10, that means 6 people liked it. Like, it's 5 out of 10, that means 5 people. Like, there's a pretty good chance you're going to be one of those 5. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, even one person likes something, you have a shit. But I don't really put any stock in it. But the number one video game movie, can you take a stab at what it was? Like, what the number one rated video game movie is on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's not Sonic?
No, Sonic was like 3 or 4. There was 2 above Sonic. What the hell were above Sonic? It was like 2 or 3 above Sonic, but number one will surprise you. Because first of all, you're not even thinking of it as a video game movie. 100% is. It 100% is, but it's not a video game you're thinking of.
Wreck-It Ralph?
No, no, that's not one of them because that's not a video game movie. Based on a video game is what it was. And not only is it not a video game it's not a video game you're thinking of, it's a sequel to a video game movie.
I have no idea.
Angry Birds 2.
Well, yeah, that's a good point because it's like kids. If it's geared at kids, even though like adults can probably watch it too.
Yeah.
And they made a second one, so it must have done pretty well.
The second one was the highest rated one. I don't remember what it was, but
really,
what the heck else was there? Yeah, I can't remember what they were. There was a couple surprises in there, but Sonic was like 3 or 4 or something like that. The new Mortal Kombat.
That is true. Like, I get what you say. Is like because it's like it is a video game, but because it's a mobile game, we kind of like
you weren't thinking, your head wasn't in that. Although Wreck-It Ralph is I guess around the same, but yeah, you weren't thinking that way. But I was like, whoa, Angry Birds. Like I said, I don't put any stock in it. I wasn't like, I disagree with this. I didn't care. It was just like, wow, that's fascinating that movie. God, I don't even know where I saw it. I think it was on Instagram or something. But anyway, Mortal Kombat, the new one, was not up there. It was not in the top 5. Actually, it might have been. It was rotten, but there's so many rottens. I love the new Mortal Kombat.
I watched Mortal Kombat and I liked it.
The dialogue's amazing.
You know what? Here's a fun fact about me. I've never seen the original Mortal Kombat movie, but I have seen Mortal Kombat Apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't confused like at all.
The original Mortal Kombat, I haven't watched in a while. I remember after the theater, I like people are like, which one do you like better? And I was like, the original one was just, there was something about it when I saw it the first time. You know what I mean? Like but then I saw the trailer for it and I was like, this looks terrible. I don't know if I want to rewatch it because I liked it so much. You know what I mean? The new one, I love Mortal Kombat. I just had fun with it, but it was driving me nuts when they're like just saying everyone's names, or all of a sudden like he said it's like, I am Sub-Zero now. What?
I'm Scorpion now.
Yeah, it was just what? It's like there's just some lines. You're like, why are you even we all know who you are. Like, chill. Like, we get it. But I thought it was I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. It's more like it's Mortal Kombat, right? I thought it was fun for what it was.
Yeah, I had no expectations, so I was like, "Oh, this is neat." Like, I would watch a second one, which I feel like they're going.
Well, they have to
try
have a
make,
tournament. They haven't even started the tournament, so it's
Yeah, exactly. So,
right.
spoilers.
That was one part. I was like, when are they? I'm like, wow, the tournament must be really short. There must be a really short tournament.
Like, when are they going to get to the fireworks factory?
Aaron has never played Mortal Kombat or seen a Mortal Kombat, so she knows nothing about it. And so the movie's going. I'm like, oh my god, that's Scorpion. And then she goes, why is everything getting cold? I'm like, because it's Sub-Zero. She goes, I don't understand the plot. I'm like, no one will.
No
Like, there
one
is.
will.
I'm like, she goes, what is this about? I'm like, literally, you just fight. She goes, what do you mean? I'm like, you pick two characters and a location and you fight. I think they've added a story. I don't play that mode. I play the mode where Scorpion defeats Goro all the time. I'm Scorpion. And I play it on the easiest. It's fun. Star Wars, anyway. Revenge of the Fifth. Bad guys are afoot.
Star Wars. What else?
You know, we recorded this way too early because we don't even like all the news that dropped yesterday on Revenge of the Fifth. May the 4th was incredible, absolutely nuts. The things have I got a sign. I want to show you a sign. Have I shown you this? Like, I'll show you first.
Oh my gosh!
It's
beware
Ewok. I got this 2 years ago.
What?
Beware Ewok. Amazon? I don't remember. I just got it. I think I needed. Fantastic. Yeah, I haven't even opened it. Should I open it?
Do it. It's an unboxing.
Video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey guys, just gonna.
It's your boy James on.
Oh, I like it.
Razile unwraps. Is it metal or? Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, there we go. Look at. I'm gonna screw this into the wall.
Absolutely.
Because it's Revenge of the Fifth, and that's how we do it. Anyway, beware Ewok Crossing.
Make sure to smash that bell so you can get notifications when I do another unwrapping.
And guys, you're going to want the notification because we got a lot of fun stuff planned coming up over the next little while. Brock is going to take a nap.
Oh.
I'm going to be making a pizza from scratch. You can watch me in the kitchen later on making pizza.
Fina Productions.
Yeah, we're making pizza all day, every day. 3 toppings, no more, no less. And I went to this pizza place in Cuba bunch of times because it was $1. It was a peso a pizza. Cuban convertible peso a pizza, but cheese counted as a topping, so it was 2 pesos for a pizza with cheese. Every topping was a peso, a Cuban convertible peso, and it was awesome. So I would just go, I'd be like, I want a cheese pizza. Here's your 2 Cuban convertible pesos. I'm gonna go drink my little box of wine.
You know how many sleeveless shirts you could have bought in Cuba for that many pesos?
Yeah, too many of those. Somebody one time though, a Cuban guy came up and goes, "Hey, I like your shirt. Will you give it to me?" And I was like, "Well, I'm wearing it." No, it was weird. No. Yeah, I was like, it was hot, and I didn't have sunscreen on me, and I was just like, I'm probably not going to. But thanks for the compliment, I guess.
I like remember the days when people would ask you for your shirt. Now we can't even be 6 feet from each other.
We were talking last episode last night about like movie theaters and stuff, and you mentioned Harry Potter, and it took me back to like waiting in lines for like Harry Potter and Batman and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like you'd wait in those stupid long lines,
yeah. And
I am glad those days are done and I can pre-reserve my seat because I'm just like the stress of like remember Batman. The Dark Knight. Remember the Dark? That was so stressful. I had to work a live sporting event that night, and I think you guys got there early, but it's like you have to wait in line, and then they wouldn't let me in because I was behind, and I'm like, oh my god, and you're like, we'll just save you a seat. I'm like,
this is like, I gotta stop you because this is like some weird Mandela effect of our Rogers TV crew fans because. I didn't know you guys when you went to see Dark Knight.
Okay, whatever. It was dark. You were there for Dark Knight Rises.
My roommate Joe does this too. It's like I wasn't there.
Look, I'm just grouping up. There was a bunch of people there. It was like 12 people, Brock. I don't know. Oh, it was 2008. Yeah, I wouldn't have known you. So anyway, there was a group of people. But I'm just saying though, the stress of the Dark Knight it's not Mandela effect. We like you so much. We group you into that night of craziness.
Yeah, no, it's like I know exactly where the story is going because I've heard them all.
But it's like, it's like you can't come in. It's like, oh my god. But that part of the movie going, I don't miss at all.
Yeah,
because my parents went to the Philippines like that year, and they came back to like, you get to reserve your seat first, and I was like, what? I want to do that all the time. And then they slowly kind of brought it here, and I'm like, this is what I like. I like that. I know some people don't, but I really, really enjoy it because I don't like the stress of, oh my god, we have to get to the theater 7 hours early or this. I'm like, no, I know where I'm sitting. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna sit down, and we're gonna have a good time. Stress-free, good time.
I remember like going to the theater on a Thursday at 7 for the because everything comes out on Fridays, right? That used to be the midnight screening. They're like, they would call it the midnight screening, but then it was at 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm like, why is it so early? They're like, they stared at me, like, do you want to be here at midnight? I'm like, good point.
when I worked at Walmart in the 1999 to 2000, just 2000, somewhere around there, and we would end at 11:15, 11:30 around there, and we would always go to the midnight show every Friday after work. We would go to the midnight show, and I'll never forget, Scary Movie came out, and we're like, we're gonna go watch Scary Movie. We're like, yeah, Scary Movie. We got to Square One to watch because it wasn't playing anywhere, but not all theaters show midnight shows, but Square One did, so we usually went there a lot. So we go there, and we're like, Scary Movie. They're like, it's been sold out for like an hour. We're like, what? They're like, yeah, but we might add another show. We're like, what? And I was going to Dominican Republic. We had to leave for the theater. We had to leave for the airport at 6 a.m. the next day. And I was like, they're like, we might add another show. Like, okay. So like when we do, you wait over there, and that group will be first. And there's still like a line. We're like, oh, they might add it, or we're like, what? So we went over. And then, like, we literally step in. They're like, okay, we're adding 12:30. I'm like, all right, sick. So we go up, and they're like, no, 12:30 sold out. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, but we might add another show. I'm like, are you kidding me? They're like, yeah, we added 12. They're like, okay, we added 12:45. We're like, 12:45 is sold out. I'm like, how is this happening? We got the 1 a.m. showing of Scary Movie. I got home at I think it was 3:30 in the morning. I got home.
Yeah.
My parents woke up for the airport. I put my clothes in a luggage, and we left. And I was like, what the heck? Like, Scary Movie. That experience was actually kind of fun because it was just like, no, we just sold out. I'm like, but we were here. Like, there's not that many people. But that's how they used to. They just like, they would just like fly, like, whatever, man. Just making up showtimes as they wanted to for Scary Movie, the biggest movie of that summer. Star Wars. Movie. Yeah, Scary Movie. It was like the theater was, because we went, it was almost every Friday we would go, and you would go, like, you'd see Shaft, Fast and Furious, like, you'd see all these movies, and it would be not, like, you'd walk in and out, right? Like, nothing, you'd walk in and out, like, nothing. But Scary Movie was just like, what the hell? Like, X-Men was one of them. Nothing had a crowd like Scary Movie in Mississauga. It was insane. It's like, yeah, I got home at 3:30 in the morning. Because I got in and I started packing, and while I was packing, because I'm a last minute packer, while I was packing, everyone's alarm started going off to get up for the airport. And I was like, oh my gosh! And I had to I don't think I brought everything I wanted to. I was just like, make sure you have a bathing suit and like a t-shirt, and you're good to go. Star Wars.
Star Wars. I really hope that when it's safe to go back to theaters, which for all our American listeners are already back in theaters, lucky. But yeah, like, I hope they do some like, let's re-release this movie and that movie, and like, here's a question: if they were to show Mandalorian in a theater, would you go see it? A full season, and maybe like there's a break midway. Would you go do that? Do you miss the theater that much that you'd be like, yeah, I'll watch the full first season of Mandalorian in a big theater?
That's a good question. My gut reaction is no.
Yeah, you're an old man.
That's the thing. But also though, if the opportunity actually presented itself, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's easy to say no, but if it was actually happening, I might. Because I also said I wasn't gonna watch it all at once, and I did. I don't know. I really, really like it, and I think if it was in the theater longer than a week, because I feel like the first week I could really like, I would be able to like avoid it. But anything after that, I might be like, you know what? I kind of want to go check that out. But I don't know if I'd pay full price though. That's the thing, and I don't think they would charge less than full price for a ticket.
How about this? It works out that all theaters, at least in North America, are safe to go to. They premiere Book of Boba Fett a week earlier than Disney Plus in theaters. I would definitely go. Or even if it was the day of, I'd be like, yeah, let's go watch it.
They did it for the Clone Wars. Yeah, well, they did it for the Clone Wars show, right? They put those 4 episodes out. Yeah, I think Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett, I probably would. That would be fun, I think. I don't think that. I think they'd be. I think. You know what? I was gonna say I think they'd be dumb to do that, but Rogue Squadron's so far away, and we haven't had anything for so long that it's almost like it'd be dumb not to do that at this point. But also, it costs it costs Disney money to put it on the screens, right? So that's
true
financially,
but you know. To support the theater business, that as much as Disney kind of has its own platform now, they want their stuff to be in theaters just as much as anybody else, you know. So
yeah, but Book of Boba Fett might not be financial. I would do. I think Book of Boba Fett. If I was, what does they say? Take the jab. If they jab me, I would. I'd probably go. I mean, I was really, really teetering on taking a fatality and seeing Mortal Kombat in the theater until Ontario shut us down. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't, and then I was like, you know, if I went, how many people? Like literally, I was thinking in my head, like, how many people are actually going to be there?
Yeah.
How many people are going to let in the theater? And then if the amount of people that are allowing in the theater, how many people are actually going to go see Mortal Kombat? Because it's not really like a movie. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
No, it did really, really well last week.
but in America though, where it was more safe, like people were vaccinated and whatever. I'm just there, and plus where I live, you know, I was putting all that into consideration. I'm like, maybe I could swing.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have, to be honest. Like I don't think I would have, but I really was like, you know, like. Really trying to like be like, okay, well, because it's $25 to rent. I don't know. If you gave me the choice to buy Mortal Kombat right now for $25, I would buy it for $25. Yeah. But I can't rent it for $25 because, you know, but if you went to the theater, but no, because I would have gone alone to the theater first of all. And if Aaron went, where I live, it still would have been cheaper than $25. Plus, I would have had a better screen, better sound, all that, and the experience. And I don't know. It's 48 hours. Okay, it's just there's just something about it. I'm just not down with that to rent it. If it was $15 to rent for it, like when Invisible Man came out, it was $20 to rent, but it was already in the theater for a couple weeks. But then you rented it for $20 for like a month, and then the next month it was for sale for $14.99. Like. That's annoying. Like Mortal Kombat's gonna be $9.99 digital within a year. So I would pay if you said, you know, you can watch this movie here or here, but you have to pay $25. But it's not rental; it's just buying it. I would buy more movies that way that I'm not paying to rent because it's just too expensive. My mic fell. Gorilla tape.
James, what if the Obi Wan show was told from Vader's perspective?
Oh yeah, that's the rundown.
That's the rundown.
I don't know why that. I just thought, what if like
Yeah, no, I love it. That's why I was like, oh yeah, we should talk about this.
what if it's all from his? Because why? Like
Mhm.
you have Hayden Christensen, why as Vader?
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think?
I think it would be great. Like, my first reaction is it's being narrated by Vader, but in the Vader voice, like the James Earl Jones
Yeah.
voice. But it could be Hayden as well. Like that would be.
Well, it would be his voice, but you would have Hayden Christensen being like,
Yeah,
it's gotta be James Earl.
I don't hate it
I'm
because
down with it.
that's so out of left field. Like it's like why not? The Star Wars movie that's being narrated outside of like the first Ewok movies, that's never happened before.
It would be cool. It's a show. I mean, it's an easy narrative tool, right? You put in narration, you can explain everything. There's like it sets you up, and then and it's so unique because you have the best friend who is now the biggest enemy / threat. Being the one who's telling this tale to us. I doubt it. That's the way they're going with it. But I think it would be super cool if this was all.
It's a way to get around like the whole fact that like in A New Hope, he's like, I haven't felt this presence in a long time. Like it's like he never actually is in the show.
Yeah,
he never sees Obi-Wan, but he's in the show.
I do think that they're gonna have a big lightsaber fight though, and that's. But yeah, I mean, I just thought it'd be a cool twist on these characters and what we're like our expectations are this, but you give us this, and I think it would be so much fun to watch a villain perspective on Star Wars, like flat out.
Yeah, like it would be cool though if like the whole Vader presence is like totally like it's not what you expect, because we're expecting like they see each other or whatever, like story being a lot about like they're like the how their relationship falls apart. But I'm just thinking like, why couldn't, like, as much as I'm not a fan, like why couldn't Palpatine be like a villain in this? What if Palpatine is messing with Obi-Wan because he's like Palpatine? I don't know. Somehow he knows Obi-Wan where he is, but like for whatever, so like he's the main villain. What if it looks like Vader's coming after him, but then they have this massive like 2 or 3 lightsaber battles, and then he finally Obi-Wan bests Darth Vader and like I don't know, cuts off his head, and it turns out he's a droid the whole time. And it's just like,
oh, that'd be cool.
I don't know where else you go with that, but like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if like you had like an Obi-Wan Palpatine sort? I mean, they know each other. I guess Obi-Wan knows that Palpatine is Darth Sidious by the end of
you would
Revenge of the
hope
Sith,
so.
right? I wouldn't hate it because it's like it is nice. I was gonna say it's nice to flesh out Palpatine's character, but like that's what the prequels are about.
Yeah, but
Right?
they flesh out a young Obi-Wan Kenobi, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We never had the older Obi-Wan Kenobi fleshed out.
Yeah.
Right? Like I mean he's a really great character, and I'm not saying that. Like he's fleshed out enough in that, but I mean like there's his backstory is I fought with your father like 30 years ago. All right. And I'm a wizard. Cool. I'll teach you.
I'm a wizard.
Yeah.
Had a few drinks, saw a few things.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you to a dangerous bar. You're gonna meet a rug and a scoundrel. Sweet, let's do it. So there's, there's I was just thinking about this the other day. Where like, when you're 20, you're like, oh man, my life so far, and then you realize you're 30, you're like, I live my 20s, and then I'm about to hit 40, and it's like, oh man. Like, so I mean, people will say I haven't, but I've changed, and you learn and change so much without realizing that you're living a life.
Yeah.
And so, because like the Luke Skywalker, everyone's least favorite thing ever, and everything is just freaking Luke. But you have the Luke in the original trilogy, then you have the Luke in the prequel trilogy, baby Luke. Then you have the Luke in Mandalorian and Luke in Last Jedi, and everyone likes to argue like, but the Luke in the Last Jedi is how Luke should be, and Luke in Mandalorian is how Luke really should be. And it's like, yeah, but in life he probably was all of those at different points, and he might have been. Yeah. He was cocky. I mean, he's cocky in A New Hope. Han Solo says, "Don't get cocky, kid," because he's getting like he evolves as a person. And the one thing hindering the sequel trilogy, obviously, with his character specifically, is that we don't get what we're talking about getting from Obi Wan Kenobi right now, and we don't get that. And maybe a kid watching the prequel trilogy to the original trilogy in that order is saying the same thing about Obi Wan Kenobi. Oh, that's not how Obi Wan Kenobi would have been, as how people are talking about Luke Skywalker. So you got that chance, and I do. I think everybody is different without realizing they're all the exact same. It's the same shell, same mannerisms and all that, but little differences make a huge impact on it. And that would be, I think, be cool for Obi-Wan to deal with that. Life lessons. You're going to change.
Never tell me the odds.
But I was about to do a Vader impression.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the...
I know.
You miss it.
Never Tell Me the Odds, brought to you by our Patreons. If you like what we do, head on down to patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast and donate. Make our show a little bit better by showing us your admiration for us.
Yeah.
Which I can never comprehend, but I understand that these following people think we are the bee's knees. Heidi Feder, executive producer. Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Randy Kenobi, Mary Kristen Nathan, Jeff Wilson, Phil Staniforth, Sooner Thrawn, Scott D, Josh Price, Matt W.
Rez! Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, D. Raven, Spencer, Cosmic Girl 02, Greek Play 1, Disney Desi, Charlotte, Kayla Davis, Aaron Quinton, Denna Nerds, and the girls with sabers.
What is a gleek? Have we ever figured that out? And why do you play it? Gleek play.
I've never even thought of that, to be honest. I'm just that's
well,
that's...
these are our Patreons, like our patrons, like you gotta think about them.
I honestly just thought
keeping
that
this,
look, I
they're
thought
keeping
that
the lights on.
I thought that was their name. So
Leak play.
One. Leak play one.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Shout out to our Patreons. Let us know if you love that I shout you out every once in a while. Boom. What's today's odds?
Our first odd, never tell me the odds. Darth Vader will receive his own spin-off show. Will Darth Vader get his own show on Disney Plus?
Yeah. I don't know if James Earl Jones wants to do voice work anymore, but like it's like I always said with Iron Man. It's like, well, you don't got Robert Downey Jr. anymore. It's like, well, he could just be in the suit at all times, and that could be Vader. Yeah, I would not hate it. I'd be like, why not?
I mean, you could argue that the original 6 movies were a Darth Vader story, but I mean, I think the one constant is that we all love Vader, because Vader's in Rogue One. Yeah. We're like, yeah, best scene in Star Wars. Vader shows up in Rebels. It's like, oh man, you're gonna put him in Rebels. Then you see him, and he's on a TIE fighter. And like, so it's just the one constant is that we all love Vader, and we'd all be down to watch more Vader being awesome. I mean, he's usually rated. He's usually rated, the number 1, number 2 villain in movie history. Everyone loves Darth Vader. So I'm gonna go Fulbrock.
Is number 1 Angry Birds?
Angry Birds 2.
I'm gonna go 100%. Or no, we'll receive one. I want it to happen. I'm gonna go 25%.
So I just realized my phone auto-corrected the first word here. So should I say the
Oh, yeah,
autocorrect
yeah, yeah.
or just say what it is
Yeah.
supposed to? Okay. Saltine will be prominent in flashback.
Duchess
Just Saltine.
Cracker more. You put 5 saltines in your mouth and you see if you can whistle.
Saltine.
I'm gonna go 95%. Like, I think it would be a smart move, and it's like
Prominent
I
though,
don't know.
prominent, not just one flashback, like multiple.
No, yeah, no, I know. I'm saying she is a main character somehow. I don't know how, but
I'm thinking.
Like-
Like, do you think Ewan McGregor knows who she is?
that's a good question.
And I know people are probably arguing like, how does he not know? Because he probably doesn't know.
Yeah.
I
think
like,
he
did he read
respects
the
the
script and he's like, "This is genius. I really love what you did with Duchess Saltine."
What would be beautiful is that if they reenact scenes from the Clone Wars
Yeah, you mentioned
with
that,
the
yeah.
actors, like
Yeah,
picture perfect. Like, ooh, that'd be great.
I'm down with that. I'm gonna go 53%.
Nice.
I'm not. I'm not opposed to it. Like, personally, I'd like it, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go 53% on that one.
Nice.
And our final today, half of the Obi Wan show will be told in flashbacks. Well, half of this show be told through the use of flashbacks. So will the whole movie be Obi Wan Kenobi at a campfire? Remember the time.
Yeah, it's like a clip show.
Yeah.
The clip show that when they ran, I was like, look at all these old images from other episodes. I'm gonna go. I want there to be flashbacks because it's like, ooh, like I just said, like, wouldn't it be cool if the reenacted scenes from Clone Wars in live action? But I'm gonna go 20% because I think Ewan McGregor, whatever you do, he can act. He can act. You don't have. Though he could be in all the flashbacks too, but I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go 17%. I'm not a huge flashback guy on the best of days, and I want to see it go forward. And we have the Clone Wars, and if you don't want to watch an animated Star Wars, then you just miss out on those stories. The end. We don't need to go. I do like the idea of I do like what you're saying, like recreate them in live action. Some of the stuff that we've seen. I'm not opposed to seeing some stuff. I just think if it's a lot of it, I don't necessarily want that. Like Mandalorian, I think the first season had a good amount of flashbacks, and I'd be okay with that for Kenobi. Even if it is just scenes that we've seen in animation, I would be fine with that. So those are our odds. Let us know what your odds are in the comments down below. What's next?
never or follow the new or no top 5.
Top 5 villains we would like to see appear in Andor. Yesterday was top 5 heroes we'd like to see. Nobody went today is top 5 villains to appear in Andor. Cassian Andor, the series. My number 5 I stole from Brock. Hondo!
Oh, my number 5 is also Hondo.
What a shocker. I completely ripped that off from you. You said that yesterday, and I said I need that as my top 5. And so I did.
It's a never-ending way to get Hondo is mentioned as many times in each episode.
We should be the Hondo Scum podcast.
Hondo%.
My number 4 is ShiVP himself, Emperor Palps. I liked your idea earlier, so I wrote him in as my number 4.
My number 4 is Krennic.
Ooh, or San.
Ben Mendelsohn is just a really great actor. So it's just like, yes, put him in more things.
Can't argue with facts. My number 3 is just a simple battle droid.
Ooh.
Yeah, battle droid. You know why? Because I love battle droids.
Yeah, I know.
I know you know, but I'm just saying they're my number 3.
My number 3, Vader, because it's just like maybe we don't need to go to that well that many times, but you
maybe you
could
do.
in this.
And maybe everybody loves Vader, as we said. So
Yeah.
do it, Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, Brock. She was fired.
Oh gosh, you know what? She is the real number 1 villain.
She's the villain
because I don't have a number 1 on here.
She's the villain of our hearts.
Yeah.
She broke up with me in 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2, Darth Maul.
My number 2, Grand Moff Tarkin, because they put him in Rogue One.
True.
They can put him in this
And
and
Bad
be like,
Batch.
wow.
My number 1 actually is because I thought I was doing number 1 for the Obi Wan show, but I'm gonna stick with it, Brock. I'm gonna stick with Commander Cody. That's the villain. Because you know what? He doesn't have to just be the villain for Obi Wan. He could be the villain for Cassian Andor as well.
I don't have a number 1 for this.
Kathleen
I ran
Kennedy.
out of villains that could be in it. Is Cad Bane still alive at this point?
Yeah, he's not dead.
All right,
I mean,
Cad
he might
Bane,
be on
number
Bad
1.
Batch.
Thank
We
you.
might have seen him die on Bad Batch yesterday, but I don't know.
And this has been top 5.
Top 5 for Revenge of the Fifth. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun. These 2 days are a lot of fun.
Yep. It's just, it's just a bummer that it's like it's hard to go out right now.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Maybe in
We'll talk about and see, and then like obviously we pre-recorded this, so it's like we don't know what's gonna happen, but maybe something happens and we'll edit something right here.
Even if something happened, I probably wouldn't edit it in there. That's a lot of work.
No, I know. Yeah, you have to really prime the engine to get the editing machine going, Like Aaron has to do the wheels and you have to like
Sometimes that's how it feels with this computer.
turn with your right hand.
All right. Let's wrap this up. Happy Revenge of the Fifth, everybody.
Oh. Neither one of us said Jabba the Hutt.
On Andor?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Jabba should just be the villain in everything.
Yeah.
Arguably,
Jabba
arguably, Jabba's a better villain than Vader. No, objectively, Jabba is a better villain than Vader.
I rue the day you bought this from the dollar store.
I don't. You
Or did
couldn't
you
buy
buy it at
this
Walmart?
now. You can't buy junk from the dollar store. You can only buy essentials. I would argue that this mask is essential.
Yeah, it is a mask. It is kind of keeping you safe.
All right. You want to wrap it up?
Let's do it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us in episode 215 of the Rebel Scum podcast. It's been a blast. It's Revenge of the Fifth. He's Brock.
He's James.
And he was always Scum.
Rebel Scum.
Come with me to Delta Meal.
Jesus Christ.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.